everyone, welcome to the Ichimoku charts.com daily analysis for gold for Monday, September 16th, 2013. Well, a continuation of the trend to the downside today. A candle that's actually made a higher high but a lower low, and therefore continuing the trend that was in force prior to today's trading, which was down, where that candle made a lower high and a lower low. In bar charts terms, this is called an outside day, and it's a day of indecision, and it's indecisive because the buyers were strong enough to take out the previous high, but the sellers were also strong enough to take out the previous low. Therefore, we have quite a volatile trading day compared to the previous trading day, and therefore a lot of indecision in this market. In terms of the size of the body, quite a large black body candle in line with some of the black bodies that we've seen in the recent past, suggesting that the sellers have now returned once again to this market, and in net terms they're showing some continued downside momentum. The sellers have made a significant amount of net bearish progress on the day between the open and the close. But looking at where the market has actually closed, it's closed just down below the midpoint level, suggesting that the sellers have taken control of the market once again, where the buyers had control for the previous day's trading. But it is only fairly weak control, and there has been some decent price rejection from around the 1300 level. We see this shadow on the candle for the second consecutive trading day, and that coincides with the market trading down below the 1309 level and testing almost down to the 1300 round number level of support. And we know that round numbers are very important areas of support and resistance, and here today we've seen rejection from there, so this does suggest that there is a possibility of a change of trend. Having said that, however, if the sellers can gain some momentum to the downside and close down through the 1300 level, there is a good opportunity to change the sentiment in this market, and we only have a fairly thin amount of cloud, and that means that the support offered at the cloud is only minimal when we compare it to this scenario here where we have a thick cloud. And as we move forward into the trading week, the area of the cloud after the end of the week will become quite thick and offer itself as very, very strong support, and stronger support than what we're seeing at the moment. So there is an opportunity for this market at the moment to change sentiment from bullish back to bearish. So what we'd like to see is a bearish close down below the cloud, not preempting the market, but it may be a significant event, and that will coincide with the market trading down through the 1300 level and perhaps closing down below there. In terms of the Fibonacci extension, here today we've seen the market trade through the 100% level and close down below there, and that may be quite significant. For the previous two trading days, the market tested to that level and through, and we had the market closing back up above the 100% level. That candle prior to today's trading was a potential bullish harami pattern, and we didn't see completion of that pattern because we didn't see the market creating a higher high and a higher low, but we certainly have seen some upset in this market with the buyers being able to take out the high and therefore changing sentiment to a degree with not continuing that perfect configuration of lower highs and lower lows that we'd like to see for the downtrend. Our next target based on the Fibonacci extension is down through the cloud at the 161.8% level at 1273. So suggesting that if this market can trade out through the bottom of the cloud, then there is a possibility of us seeing the market trade down to around that level. In terms of the Fibonacci extension, however, we're in an expansive mode of that. We traded through the 161.8% level, and the market has pretty much tested to the 261.8% level today around that 1300 area and being rejected from there, so suggesting that there is a possibility that the market may hold up here and may bounce off this region, and strengthening the amount of support that we may see around this level moving into the future as well. The round number 1300 support combined with the Fibonacci ratio at 261.8% ratio in this area and the cloud trading in this area does suggest that the market will need to find some solid bearish momentum to trade down through there. In terms of patterns in this market, we saw this head and shoulders type pattern, a complex head and shoulders pattern, that breakout down below the market, giving us a target down around the 1280 level, coinciding with that Fibonacci level, and certainly down through the important 1300 level, so some doubt whether the market may reach that area. In terms of Ichimoku, the market remains bullish in the long-term time frame, and if we look here, we are trading very close to it, so just bullish, the sentiment in that long-term time frame. The market is, however, trending down below the Kijun Sen and the Tenkan Sen, so we have a bearish market in the medium and fast-term time frames, and we can't look at the final part on this Kijun Sen, which is pointing flat, but because it reflects this current candle that hasn't finished developing. But certainly we have seen a crossover today, giving us a sell signal with Ichimoku, and it's occurred above the cloud, so it's only a fairly weak signal, and obviously weak because we have the possibility of the market interacting with the cloud, which is what we're seeing here today. Now, taking into consideration a very thin amount of cloud, perhaps that signal that we've seen is stronger than we think. And if we see some follow through and a breakout down below the cloud, it will confirm that signal that we've seen there and suggest that we may see this market trading down to lower levels, even perhaps down to the 1266 level. But certainly the support around the 1300 level is quite solid, so we have a good battle going on between the buyers and the sellers around this area. So really moving forward, 1300 is really the most important area to this market around here, extending down to the cloud. So solid support down below, very solid resistance at 1329, and if the buyers can find some momentum and trade up through there and close above there, we could quickly see the market testing back up to around the 1350 level, finding resistance around there, and we have the Tenkan Sen trading around that area as well.